Hey church family, I hope you are all doing well. This is my latest update video, and today I just want to highlight for you the third river crossing that is being built in Great Yarmouth. I think this is a really amazing thing for the town that we live in. Many of you will have experienced being stuck in one of those traffic jams at one of the many pinch points in the town, and this third river crossing is going to make access over the river much easier for people and for traffic and for haulage companies. And so I think in the long run for Great Yarmouth, this is going to be a really wonderful new development. However, a project of this size, building a huge new bridge across the river, is going to have some reasonably significant disruption over the course of the building phase. And we're just starting to step into the building phase. And for those of you who don't know, the King's Centre is actually kind of part of the area of Great Yarmouth where the bridge is going to go up and over. And so we are going to face some disruption as a church over the coming 2.5 years. So let me just explain where we're at, and then secondly, how you can access information over the coming months and years about the development work that's going to be taking place on the third river crossing. The first thing to say is that the people involved from the County Council, the Borough Council, and also the company that are involved in actually building the building works have been amazing. We've had really great conversations with them. They've listened to some of our concerns, they've adjusted some of their plans, they've helped us as an organisation to think about how best we can mitigate some of the issues of such a big building project. And so I just want to say that because I think it's really important to understand that as a church, we've wanted to engage positively with this process, and we've found that that's been a reciprocal process. And so I'm very confident that as we step into this building phase, if there are some issues and we highlight them, that the people involved will do everything they can to try and mitigate those problems. So as a church, there are some implications for us. The first is that we're going to lose a slither of land down the kind of the back of our property, because the road is going to be needing to be reprofiled so that this new roundabout can be built. So that will be a permanent loss of land. The second thing to say is that it's very likely that on our garden space, on a portion of our garden space, will be a site office. So that will have some kind of porter cabins and gates, and that will be the place where lots of the kind of on the ground work will be managed from. This will be a short-term rental for the course of the building project, which is about 2 to 2.5 years. So obviously for the period of that time, we will have the disturbance of more people coming up and down the road and accessing that site. In addition to that, there is going to be a greater level of noise. This is a big building project that is taking place. However, as part of our negotiations, we are arranging for there to be some soundproofing fencing put up around that kind of bottom section of our land to hopefully reduce some of the noise from the works. We're also very hopeful that there won't actually be any major works taking place on a Sunday. So when we're back in person meeting at the King's Centre, we won't have big jackhammers going off as we're trying to worship together. So that's the kind of that's the outline that really starting now for about the next 2.5 years, there are going to be some disruptions to the area where the King's Centre is in. One of the major disruptions is going to be building this new roundabout, and we're aware that the building of this new roundabout will mean that there will be some road diversions that will be put in place periodically. As a result of that, on our website, there's now a new webpage which is about the third river crossing, and on that page is going to be the latest diversion. So we're going to try and keep that page as up to date as possible. So if you're worried about how do I get to the King's Centre, is that particular road open at this particular time, jump onto that web page and all the latest information will be on there. In addition to that, we really do need your help as you're starting to travel backwards and forwards to the King's Centre over the next few months. If you find that there are some like niggles or things that you weren't expecting, if you can contact Simon in the office, again, we can upload that to the page. We can also liaise with the developers, and we want to try and make this as painless as possible for all of us over the coming months. So what can you do over the course of this third river crossing? The first thing I want to encourage you to do is to pray and to see this as an amazing opportunity. When that bridge is built, it is going to open up a whole new part of Great Yarmouth to us. There's going to be whole new communities, literally hundreds of yards away from us, that we've never really had the opportunity to engage with meaningfully. So I want to encourage you to pray about that. Secondly, I want to encourage you, if you've got questions, ask. Don't let those questions just lie there worrying you. Come and ask us. We're in regular contact with the developers, and so we can ask questions if we don't have the answer. The third thing is, I want to encourage you to bookmark the Third River Crossing page on our website and just to periodically be checking in, maybe particularly if you've not been to the building for a while and you want to check in, are there any diversions that I need to be aware of? Just click on that page, check the page, and then you'll be able to know that you can get to the building easily. The final thing is, as we get back into a bit more of a normal pattern on a Sunday, there is potentially going to be some disruption and some slightly reduced parking. So we want to encourage you, when we get back into that, to arrive a little bit earlier. Don't try and arrive at 10:29 and dive into the meeting, because you might not find a car parking space. And so we want to just do everything we can. And one of the things you can do is to arrive a little bit earlier. It does mean you get to have a coffee. It does mean that you'll get a chance to talk to some people, but also it means that there won't be stress when you arrive late and find that potentially there isn't a car parking space for you. I hope that all makes sense. Friends, there's going to be lots more information coming out about the Third River Crossing. This is really just a little update so that you can just kind of start to think through the implications. And again, I want to encourage you, pray with us that this will be a great opportunity for mission.